Welcome to Scone Baking Beyond. Hi, I'm Kathy, and I enjoy making scones, muffins, cookies, and all sorts of delicious baked goodies. St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so I thought it'd be fun to create a festive cookie. So I came up with my Shamrock Macarons with a Minty-Green Buttercream. So let's bake. One important tip to making macarons is that you need to weigh all of your ingredients instead of measuring by volume. So you will need a kitchen scale for your macarons. Let's get started. The first thing we want to do is combine our dry ingredients. I have here 150 grams of powdered sugar and 124 grams of almond flour. It's also called almond meal if you go to the store. So you don't have to grind up your own almonds. So I'm just going to whisk these dry ingredients together just until they're combined. And now I'm going to put them through a sieve to make sure we get all the clumps out. If you have any large clumps, you can just toss those. Okay, our dry ingredients are sifted together, so we can put those aside and work on our wet ingredients. Another tip about making macarons is that you need to either use a stainless steel bowl or a glass bowl, but do not use a plastic bowl. In my mixing bowl with the whisk attachment, I'm going to add 100 grams of egg whites. Now, when you get your egg whites, and it's about 3 large eggs, and if you're just a little bit short, you can add a little bit of room temperature water to make that 100 grams. So I'm going to whisk this up a little bit, and then I'll add the next ingredient. Once our eggs start foaming, we can add a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Now you can measure the cream of tartar because 1/4 teaspoon has no weight to it. So 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Once you can start seeing where your whisk has been going, it's time to start adding the sugar about 1/3 at a time. And your whisk on high. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Take this off. This is a nice little, and again, there we are. We have stiff peaks now, so this is ready to go. And now we're going to start adding our dry ingredients into our meringue. So we have made a stiff peak meringue. We can put this aside. And we're going to add about 1/3 of our dry ingredients to our meringue here. And what we need to do is we need to fold this in so we don't deflate all those wonderful egg whites. So we're going to go around the edge of the bowl and then up and over. Go around the edge of the bowl and up and over. We'll get the dry ingredients totally incorporated and then add more. There we go. Okay, those are incorporated. And now the rest of the dry ingredients. The dry ingredients. So what we're looking for is it just to flow off, and also I can make a figure 8 with it. There we go. Here I have a piping bag with a number 1A tip on it. If you don't have a number 1A tip or a piping bag, you can use a Ziploc baggie, a gallon size Ziploc baggie, and then in the corner cut a 1/2 inch hole. So I put the tip, crimp the tip up so that when I put my macaron batter in there, the batter won't all go into the cup. So we'll get this together. So I have here one baking sheet, and what I did was on the computer, I made little 1.5 inch circles, 2 inches apart, and printed them out on two 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper, and that's my template I'm going to use. So there's my template, and there's my parchment paper. So now it's time to pipe our macarons. And when you pipe, you want to squeeze out to the end of your template and just pull up and give it a little swirl. So the end of the template, pull up and a little swirl. Okay, we're going to take away that template. Next thing you want to do is tap this to get all the air bubbles out. Now, because these are Shamrock Macarons, we need to get something green on them, don't we? So I have these really cute little edible shamrocks. So I have a light green one and a dark green one. So every cookie will get a light green and a dark green. Here's our little shamrocks, and we need to add a little sprinkles. So I have two different sprinkles. I have this green sugar, and I can sprinkle some of these with the green sugar. And I think the other ones I'm going to sprinkle with these other little green sprinkles. There we are. We're going to let these sit at room temperature for about 15 to 60 minutes and let these dry up before we get them in the oven. Let's check if these are dry. They've been sitting here for about 20 minutes, so let's check. You want to touch them, and if they feel dry to the touch and you don't get anything back on your finger, then they're good to go. I have preheated the oven at 320 degrees, and I'm going to bake these for 12 to 14 minutes. Okay, it's been 13 minutes and these are done. How you tell they're done is when you go to wiggle them, they don't wiggle. The top doesn't wiggle from the bottom, and that's how you know they're done. So we're going to take these off the hot baking sheet and let them cool completely. Now it's time to make the Minty-Green Buttercream. The first thing we want to do is put a 1/2 cup of butter in our mixer. And we want to cream that up. Now we're going to add 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar, a little at a time. We want to cream the butter and the powdered sugar on high speed until it's light and fluffy. Now that our buttercream is light and fluffy, it's time to add 1/4 teaspoon of mint extract. And 1 drop of green food coloring. There we go. And turn this back on high. Okay, our buttercream is nice and light and fluffy and in a very pretty green. So it's time to put in our piping bag. I have a piping bag here with a number 12 tip on it. And if you don't have a piping bag, you can just use a Ziploc baggie and just cut a 1/4 inch hole in the corner of the Ziploc baggie. Our macarons are totally cooled, and I matched a top and a bottom, so I matched them up. You can see the little feet on them. You can see the cookie, the top part, and of course those wonderful sprinkles. So now that I matched these up, they're totally cool. I matched them up. It's time to give them their nice minty green buttercream. So I'm going to put a nice little dollop on there. So then what you do is you take your top and you smash it down until the buttercream comes out to the edge, just like that. There we go. Don't these look wonderful? Anyway, they're going to go in the refrigerator for at least 24 hours so they can really get set up. The flavors can really meld. The minty green buttercream can really meld into the rest of the macaron. So we're going to put these in the refrigerator for 24 hours and then take them out about a half hour before you actually want to eat one. But I'm not going to wait. I'm going to have one right now because I need to try one right now. So I'm going to take this one. And you can see on here, you can see the nice feet on there, the pretty green buttercream frosting. On this side is my sprinkles with my shamrocks. On this side are the other green sprinkles with the shamrocks. So you can decide how you want to put these together, whether you want to use this kind of sprinkles or those sprinkles or maybe some other sprinkles. Anyway, we're going to try these. They have a wonderful crispy exterior and a nice soft meringue inside, and that minty green buttercream, oh, that is so good. So thank you for watching. For the complete recipe, please go to sconebaking.com, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe below. Thank you very much for watching. This is good.